Hello everyone, I welcome you all in the YouTube channel Civil Engineering. Now in today's lecture, we'll be seeing the topic height regulations for building, various room sizes as per building bylaws and sanitation requirements. Now let us see height regulation. Now height of the building depends upon the factor that width of the road where your building is abutting, and simultaneously you are supposed to follow the FSI or FAR rule and height of the building rule. The height of the building is decided by two factors, either by width of the street on which it fronts or minimum width of rear space. The height of the building is measured up to the beam or eaves in case of pitch roof, that is sloping roof, and up to the roofs in case of flat roofs. Means if your sloping roof is provided for the building, height of the building should be measured up to the eaves level or beam level and up to the roofs in case of flat roofs, provided parapet height is not more than 1 meter. And in case of pitch roof, maximum permissible angle should not exceed 45 degrees. When plinth height is to be provided, in no case it should be less than 30 centimeter or 60 centimeter above the determined level of central part of the abutting street. Means minimum 30 centimeter or 60 centimeter plinth height should be provided in any case for the building. And this 30 centimeter or 60 centimeter level is considered according to the portion of the ground within 3 meter distance of such a building. And height and number of stories shall be related to the provisions of FAR. Means FSI and height regulations of the building should be followed simultaneously. The maximum height of building shall not exceed 1.5 times the width of the road abutting plus the front open spaces. And if building abuts on two or more streets or different width, the building shall be deemed to face upon the street that has greater width. Means if building is to be constructed on a corner plot having two roads, then building will face having the road width maximum as compared to the another, and the height of the building should be regulated by the width of that street. Height shall however not exceed the maximum height as provided in the master plan. For buildings in the vicinity of aerodromes, the maximum height of such buildings shall subject to clearance from civil aviation authorities. Means if you are constructing a building in the area which comes under civil aviation authority, you are subjected or you are supposed to take a NOC, that is no objection certificate, from the authority, so that you are following the bylaws or height regulations as per the civil aviation authority. And this no objection certificate issued by the authority shall be submitted by the applicant along with the plans to the plan sanctioning authorities. Another way of fixing the height of the building is 45-degree rule or 63.5-degree rule. Now what is 45-degree rule? 45-degree rule is nothing but a line is drawn at an angle of 45 degree with respect to horizontal from the center line of the road. And this line drawn at 45-degree angle from the center line of road should not cut the building. And if this line drawn cuts the building, then setback at the respected floor level should be provided or the floor level should be reduced. And same rule is followed in case of 63.5-degree rule. Only difference is that instead of taking 45-degree angle, 63.5-degree angle is considered with respect to horizontal and the line is drawn from the center line of road. And this line drawn should not cut the building part. And if such is the case, then setback at the floor level should be provided or the floor level should be reduced. A table below gives typical example of building height with respect to the street widths. Now width of street is up to 8 meter, and height of the building will be or should be 1.5 into width of the road. Whereas when width of the street is 8 meter to 12 meters, height of the building should not be more than 12 meters. And if width of street is about 12 meter, then height of the building should not be more than the width of the road or should not be greater than 24 meters. In this way, height regulations for the building should be followed. Now let's come room sizes. Now these room sizes are finalized as per the model building bylaws and should be followed when you are planning a building. Now all these minimum criteria are given. First one, habitable room. Minimum area for habitable room, that is bedroom, should be 9.5 meters square, having minimum width of 2.4 meters, and minimum clear height should be provided will be 2.75 meters. Now what is minimum clear height? Minimum clear height is nothing but height measured from the floor top level up to the soffit of the beam or up to the bottom of the beam level. In case of one room tenement scheme, that is, these schemes are constructed for low housing scheme people, minimum area will be 12.5 meters square, having minimum width of 2.4 meter and minimum clear height of 2.75 meters. For hostel rooms of single person, minimum area will be 7.5 meters square, having minimum width of 2.4 meters and minimum clear height of 2.75 meters. For kitchen, minimum area provided should be 5.5 meters square, having minimum width of 2.4 meter and same minimum clear height of 2.75 meters. And for kitchen plus dining, minimum area provided should be 9.5 meters square, having minimum width of 2.4 meters and minimum clear height of 2.75 meters. Now, clear height under the beam in no case should be less than 2.4 meter. Now, clear height is nothing but height measured from floor level up to the bottom of the beam. In case of sloping roof, eaves height should not be less than 2.1 meter in any case, and average height for pitch roof should not be less than 2.75 meters. Now, for bathrooms, minimum area provided should be 1.8 meter square, having minimum width of 1.2 meter and minimum clear height of 2.2 meters. For water closet, minimum area provided should be 1.1 meter square, minimum width should be 0.9 meter and minimum height will be 2.2 meters. For common WC and bath, that is toilet, minimum area will be 2.1 meter square, having minimum width of 1.2 meters and minimum clear height of 2.2 meters. Here, ventilator should be provided and note should be taken that ventilator area is not less than 0.3 meter square in any case, whereas dado height of minimum 1 meter should be provided. Dado is nothing but tiling provided in the WC and bath so as to avoid the dampness to the wall, and this dado height in no case should be less than 1 meter. And for storeroom, minimum area required is 3 meter square, minimum width will be 1.2 meter and minimum clear height will be 2.2 meters. Now when you are going to plan a building, all these minimum size requirements of various rooms should be considered and minimum height requirements should be considered as per the model building bylaws. This is most necessary when you are planning any building and giving it to the plan sanctioning authority. These minimum requirements should be followed. Now let us come to the last topic, sanitation. Now sanitation here nothing but means that how much quantity of WC, bath, wash basin, traps or quantity of drinking water you are supposed to supply depending upon the population or the public or the people residing into the building or bungalow. And this planning, design, construction and installation of sanitation shall be done in accordance with National Building Code 2016 Part 9 Section 2. Now what is National Building Code 2016? We have seen it in our previous videos. Now sanitation for residential building. Water supply should be provided at a rate of 135 LPCD. Now what does LPCD means? LPCD is nothing but liter per capita per day. That is, per person 135 liters of water per day requirement should be provided. Second, one number of bathrooms should be provided for residential building or bungalow. One number of WC should be provided and sink, that is one number of sinks should be provided. A basic difference between sink and wash basin is sink is provided into the kitchen and wash basin is provided in the dining hall or the besides the WC and bath. Second, Sanitation requirement for commercial and shops and offices. Drinking water tap of one numbers behind every 100 persons should be provided. Now, if commercial shopping complex is considered or offices are considered, depending upon the public approaching there or public living there, in the shops, behind every 100 person, one drinking water tap should be provided. Whereas one water closet, that is 1 WC, should be provided behind every 25 person. And one wash basin should be provided behind every 25 person in case of commercial shops and offices. In case of hotels, for sanitation, number of water closet will be one number per 100 males, means behind every 100 males one number of WC should be provided. In hotels, WC requirements or toilet requirements for the male and females will be separate. Whereas 2 WCs will be provided behind every 100 females. Urinals in case of male toilets will be provided at the rate of 1 urinal behind every 50 males. In case of educational building, first one nursery school, 1 WC behind 30 pupils should be provided. That is, if nursery school is considered, 1 WC behind every 30 student or 30 pupil should be provided. For other educational buildings or institutions, 1 WC behind 80 boys should be provided. And 1 urinal per 20 boys should be provided in case of educational building. Whereas 1 WC behind 50 girls should be provided in other educational institutions. Separate arrangement for the staff should be made in case of WC and bath in any educational institution. Next, hospital. Water closet. One number of WC should be provided behind every 8 beds for males, whereas one number of WC should be provided behind 8 beds for females. Care should be taken at all the public places. WC requirement will be separate for males and females. Whereas 2 wash basins will be provided at the rate of 30 beds, or behind every 30 beds 2 wash basins will be provided in case of hospitals. Whereas one bathroom should be provided behind 8 beds in the hospital. Water supply requirement in case of hospital will be 340 LPCD, that is nothing but liter per capita per day. Means if your hospital is capable of accommodating 10 patients or 10 beds, then water requirement will be 340 into 10. That is 340 liters per capita per day requirement is to be provided in case of hospitals. For government and public buildings, water closet requirement will be 1 number per 25 males, 1 number per 15 females, whereas 1 number per 20 males of urinal should be provided in case of government and public building. That is, 1 urinal behind 20 males should be provided. And water supply for the government and public building should be made available at the rate of 45 LPCD, that is 45 liter per capita per day. Next is cinema hall and auditorium. For cinema hall and auditorium, WC requirement will be 1 number per 100 to 400 males, and this quantity or this number of WC should be increased at the rate of 1 number per 250 persons over if the male size increases above 400. Means if the capacity of the cinema hall is more than 400, the number of WCs should be increased at the rate of 1 behind every 250 males. And 3 WCs should be provided behind 100 to 200 females. And if female capacity of the cinema hall or females in the cinema hall are more than the 200, then WC should be increased at the rate of 2 number per 100 females. Whereas 1 urinal behind 25 males should be provided in case of cinema halls and auditoriums. Water supply here in case of cinema hall and auditorium will be lesser as compared to other, and it will be 15 LPCD, that is 15 liter per capita per day. Now this quantity requirement of the water will be determined depending upon the cinema hall capacity or the capacity of cinema hall to accommodate the number of public. Next, industries. In case of industries, WC for workers will be at the rate of 1 WC behind 12 males, 1 WC behind 15 females, whereas urinals will be provided at the rate of 1 urinal behind 20 males. And water supply requirement in case of industries should be supplied at the rate of 30 liter per capita per day. Depending upon the public or person living there, water requirement will be 30 liter per capita per day in case of industries. In this way, we have seen the topic height regulations, room sizes for the building and sanitation. If you are satisfied with the content, do like, subscribe the channel and share the videos. Thank you. Thank you very much.